Hey guys, HDvee here. Now, if you're like me, you've been playing Pokemon for pretty much your whole life, and as a kid, to you, Pokemon just seems like a really cool fantasy world where people can capture powerful creatures to battle with. However, if you look deeper into the franchise, there's quite a few disturbing things you probably never noticed. With that being said, today's video takes a look at 10 disturbing things about Pokemon you never noticed. Don't hesitate to drop a comment down below about the video and if you found it interesting or not. Don't forget to leave a like on this video too to show your support, and I'll be sure to bring out a new video very shortly. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already to keep up to date, and follow my Twitter to hear updates about the channel. Now, without further ado, let's get into the video, and I really hope that you enjoy. Since just about everything in the Pokemon world is a Pokemon, that can only mean that people eat Pokemon for nutrition. This isn't as disturbing as you would think, since it's the only realistic solution. In the real world, we eat animals for our protein. In the Pokemon world, since animals are Pokemon, they do the same. I'm guessing, but much more hoping, that the people in the Pokemon world kill and eat wild Pokemon rather than their own. You wouldn't eat your dog, would you? So let's hope Ash wouldn't do that to his Pikachu. But what if it were a life or death situation, like when Ash was stuck in that blizzard in that one episode? Well, you just never know what will happen or be done in those types of situations. For some reason, the world of Pokemon is one in which consent means very little. Since the very beginning of the series, Pokemon games have always starred very young trainers who are making their first forays out into the world. You'd think society would want to look out for these inexperienced youths and help them develop their skills. Nope, as soon as you lock eyes with an adult on the road, they coerce you into battling them. What could be creepier than a grown man beating up on a kid's pet and then taking their money? Pokemon are our pets, partners, and, most times, our best friends. So why, then, do we think it's totally alright to have them explode? We're not sure why forcing Pokemon to use explosion is acceptable, but what could be more traumatic to our furry little pals? One minute we're tossing apple-shaped Pokemon food at them, and then the next minute we're asking them to self-destruct. What a crazy relationship. The earliest known Pokemon that were once a human was Abra, Kadabra, and Alakazam, but it wasn't made known until the third generation of Pokemon. In Pokemon Emerald, the Pokedex entry for Kadabra describes that it was rumoured that a boy with psychic powers one day transformed into Kadabra. No one knows how that could possibly happen, but it appeared like the creators finally told the whole tale of Kadabra. And if Kadabra was once a human, that at least must mean that Abra and Alakazam could possibly have been humans too, perhaps even from the same family as that young boy. Who knows if the boy had a younger brother or sister would had powers like him, and one day turned themselves into an Abra. Perhaps they had parents who also shared their gift and one day turned into a couple of Alakazam. Who knows if something happened to this entire family one day that just turned them into Pokemon? Maybe the parents did it. Maybe a freak accident occurred. Whatever the case may be, it turned them into Pokemon. And now they are stuck having to live the rest of their lives as a Pokemon, who lives in a Pokeball and has to battle for a living. Each and every time, Team Rocket's plans were foiled by a young boy or girl. But that's besides the point. The truly disturbing fact from all of this is how easily they did everything they did. Where is the police stopping all this before it got to that point? Couldn't Lance and the Elite Four, as well as the gym leaders, have done something? So many evil, unforgivable things were done that could have been stopped before they even had occurred. And Team Rocket wasn't the only organisation like this to almost destroy the world with ease. Let's not forget Team Magma and Aqua, who almost unleashed the Horan gods to destroy the universe, or Team Galactic, who tried to use space and time to rule the world, or Team Plasma, who tried to deceive people into releasing their Pokemon so that they could rule, or Team Flare, who tried to use the ultimate weapon to destroy most of the world and all people and Pokemon living in it. Almost all of the adults probably died in a war. The protagonists of the Pokemon series are always children, and even though they're exploring the entire continent in their quest to catch them all, they run into very few adult males. Where have all the men gone? Well, some people believe that they're all dead. There's a theory floating around the internet that Pokemon takes place after a massive war, and while we typically don't subscribe to such conspiracies, this one sort of makes sense. Most of the men in the series are old people, doctors, scientists and criminals. In other words, the guys that wouldn't have been on the front line of a war. Wait, that's actually not true. You also run into a man named Lieutenant Surge. He's the gym leader of Vermilion City's gym, and once you meet him he says, "Hey kid, what do you think you're doing here? You won't live long in a combat, that's for sure. I tell you kid, electric Pokemon saved me during the war. They zap my enemies into paralysis. The same as I'll do to you." So yeah. Legendary Pokemon are like all-powerful gods. Normal Pokemon have amazing powers that can barely be controlled, but legendary Pokemon have such great power that nothing can really stop them. Do you remember the first ever Pokemon movie about Mewtwo? If you recall, Mewtwo was created by genetic scientists trying to clone the legendary Pokemon Mew. Instead, they made Mewtwo, who was even stronger than Mew. Eventually, Mewtwo used its psychic powers to control humans to do its bidding and began cloning Pokemon to take over the world, so that it could prove clones were just as good. Do you see the problem with that? Nothing, and I repeat nothing, could stop Mewtwo. If it weren't for Ash's near-death sacrifice, Mewtwo probably would have succeeded. It's disgusting enough that Grimer spends its time in polluted water, feasting on pollution and sewage to survive, but get this Pokemon moving through the world and it will never be the same. Literally, any time Grimer passes over the ground, its toxic grime renders the earth incapable of ever again supporting life. If that wasn't hellish enough, the slime also sprouts new Grimers to continue the catastrophe. While Paris' symbiotic relationship with the mushrooms on its back isn't exactly normal, it is beneficial for both. Paris feeds the mushrooms with its body, and the fungus provides additional means of defense. Exactly how much control the mushrooms can exert over the Pokemon isn't clear, but odd goes to disturbing when Paris evolves into Parasect. It's hard to say exactly what change takes place at level 24, but for some reason, the mushrooms take their chance and merge into a single organism, taking over the Paris in the process. With heightened aggression and a pair of zombified milky eyes, anything cute or endearing about Paris is replaced by a demonic drone known as Parasect. I, by no stretch of the imagination, am saying that ghosts or spirits don't exist in the real world, but they definitely roam the Pokemon world. And these aren't your typical boo ghosts, rather than twisted monsters looking to take your soul. These ghosts are what us in the real world have nightmares about, as to what we think a ghost would do to us. The Pokemon creators took these fears and made them into reality with the Pokemon world. It's beyond reason as to why some trainers would want to catch one of these ghosts. Sure, some of them have incredible power, but is that worth losing your life over? Ghastly will suffocate you to death with its fumes, Haunter's Lick will cause you to have fatal seizures, Banette will stalk and murder you if you abandon it, Hooper would cause the utter destruction of the world, the list just goes on. But with that wraps up this video. I really hope you enjoyed it as much as I did making it. If you did enjoy the video though, please leave a like, I'd really appreciate it. Like I said at the start of the video, I would also love to hear your guys' opinions too on this subject, so be sure to leave them in the comment section below. I have a couple top 5s coming onto your screen in a second, so be sure to give them a watch if you have the time. And also, subscribe if you like my content. That's everything from me though, so thanks for watching guys, have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next video.